Welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to do a fuel pressure test on the fuel pumps, the fuel accumulator and the warm-up regulator. And the engine that we're using is a 1.8 8-valve CIS from the Mk1 Golf. So to do this test, we got a fuel injection test kit. There's all the pipes, there's the gauge, there's the manual. Let's dive in and see how we do this. To do this job, we're going to need two 14mm spanners. Next, we come down to our metering head. We take this junction here, we disconnect it. So that's this pipe here. You can see mine's already disconnected, but it would be joined onto here. We disconnect it. So with this pipe disconnected, we add our T-piece in now. It comes around, it tees here. This goes off to our gauge. Next, we come onto our tap, and then we complete it by completing into the end of this circuit here. I just want to point out it's very important to have the fuel gauge first and then the tap, and not the other way around, because otherwise when you turn on and off the tap, you'll actually cut out the engine if you have it on the wrong way, and you won't get a proper reading on the fuel pumps. Okay, so there's going to be two different pressures we're going to test. One is system pressure and the other is control pressure. What's the difference? So system pressure is the total pressure that the fuel pumps can generate. And control pressure is obviously you're controlling system pressure, so you're dropping it. So the control pressure would be the pressure that the warm-up regulator will control. So the first job we're going to do is turn off this tap. So the tap is obviously now closed. By closing this, when we turn on our ignition, we're going to test the actual fuel pumps in the back that they're actually producing enough pressure. Engine off, key on. I have a standard relay in there, that's why I can turn on the fuel pump and it stays pumping while the engine's off. But we have 5 bar, or just over 70 psi. Next, we're going to turn on the engine. My engine sounds very unhappy. I'm going to turn on the tap now. So I have the engine running, but this is your warm-up regulator now being tested. And that will slowly increase from 40, well, it'll probably start around 30 originally. And it'll go all the way up to hopefully 50 and then stop there, and that'll be the correct pressure for the warm-up regulator to prove that the warm-up regulator is actually working. It's increasing there all the time. Okay, there might be currently a problem with my car. It's now at 58 psi and it's holding at that. It's not moving now. So I think that's actually too high. I think it's actually meant to be down here at 50. Maybe that's part of the problem why my car isn't running well. Okay, with the engine off, and it's been about 20 minutes and we're still holding pressure just below 3 bar or about 40 psi. So that means that the pressure regulator or the accumulator that's down at the very back of the car, there's no hold in that, or it's not leaking back. So, okay, at least that's not the problem. So I wasn't really happy with that result. So what I'm going to do now is wait for the engine to cool down. When the engine's cold, then going to do a proper test on the warm-up regulator. Maybe just from turning on and off the valve and just kind of playing around with the engine, maybe just gave it just a wrong result. But I'm going to test it now with a cold engine and start from literally the start. Okay, we are cold, and that is our system pressure. So let's start the engine and see what it gets up to. Okay, this is our warm-up regulator. Just have to turn the engine, and it's slowly increasing. Still going up. Okay, we've gone over 3 bar. We're getting close to 50 psi now. 3.5 bar. Okay, we've gone over 50 psi, so I think that's wrong. And we're getting close to 4 bar. Okay, it seems to be holding here at 56 psi, or just under 4 bar, which I think is wrong. It's meant to be around 3 bar. So let's see if we can sort it out. Yeah, 56 psi, 4 bar. Don't think that looks right. Okay, I've taken the warm-up regulator out of the car, and you can see just how much silt or little bit of dirt, grit, I don't know what you call it, rust, is actually in that mesh screen. So I'm not really sure what to do. I think I might try and open it, but I don't have any new O-rings or little gauzes or anything to replace it with. I'm not sure if it needs it or doesn't need it, but I'm going to just maybe take it apart if I can and try and clean everything as best I can. What would you do in this situation? Okay, just crack the 4 screws off. This is what's inside. So there's a little plate there with a spring. So we're going to lift that up next and then try to get down into those 4 little screws down below. And behind that is where that filter is. So let's do that next. Next, for just here where the nut was, it goes nut, spring washer, or new washer on top of the bimetallic strip. Remove this clip from here. It just slides out like that. Then just push it down and out it comes. 4 screws removed. There's that plate there, and behind it was this little dimple, or little top hat. It sits in the middle of that circle there. Okay, so right or wrongly, I took some brake cleaner, and from the backside when all of this was removed, I washed it out, and you can see little bits of sediment everywhere where it dried off. So yeah, I think I cleaned it. So let's put it back together onto the car and see if that fixed it or not. I actually don't know. This is just a test. There's all the part numbers if you need to get your own one. But that's what I did. Just washed out the filter just there, just from the back side. So I didn't put any on this side, just washed everything out from the back side, trying to flush it out this way. And you can see, yeah, there was a nice little bit of dirt that came out. Some of it was probably off my hands and off everything else, but like I did wire wheel the whole thing beforehand, so to make sure it was actually clean. Happy with that. Let's put it back together now on the car and see if that makes any difference. Okay, we have it all back together again just for testing. I'm not going to leave it out here. I'm not going to put it all the way back in. I broke these wires when I was taking it out, so they're just fixed. So yours will actually disconnect here, but mine broke here, so it's just been fixed there. Right, let's start this up, see how we get on, and see if I fixed it or made any difference whatsoever. Okay, so convention time. This didn't work. So I cleaned it all out, put it all back together as best I can. That was as accurate as I can. And it worked actually worse. If I was doing this again, what I would have done is just sprayed brake cleaner straight in on that filter, cleaned it as best I can, and then just left it. I wouldn't have opened it up because I think opening up opened a whole new can of worms. So yeah, I would have just cleaned out the filter, tried it, and see if that made any difference. I think I've messed it up, but I do know you can adjust it here by taking a socket and a little hammer, tapping it in or out, or you can pull it all the way out and then you tap back in to make it fine adjustments, and that's how you can calibrate these. Okay, I think I've actually made it work. So the tap is actually open, and this is like system pressure and control pressure. So what I'm going to do is just tap it here and see what happens. We have our little socket set up and we'll hit it with a hammer. Okay, it's actually running better now. Let's tap it a few more times to see if we can improve it. Okay, so I took the socket, tapped it right in the center there. The engine sounds way better. It sounds healthier as well, like. Okay, I had to adjust it again, tap it from the back to reset it. Now, it is exactly 3.4 bar, which I think is absolutely dead on. It's perfect. So the spec is between 3.4 and 3.8 bar. So it is still within spec. So, but at the moment, without it being beside the engine, it is absolutely bang on at 3.4 bar. Fantastic. Okay, let's put it all back together again and bring it for a spin. What absolutely beautiful weather we have out here. Blue skies, open road. We're having a great time. So thanks very much for watching. See you later.